As you know, for the last 2 years, we have been struggling and fighting in Washington. And even after Sandy, it took us since October to January to get a vote on Sandy relief effort. So the most important thing in terms of the committee here is to incorporate whatever projects, vision you have that could be implemented as fast as we can in order to provide short-term relief. But the fact that we included out of the $60 billion, $20 billion for CDBG is because it gives the city and the state the greater flexibility. And we need for the city and the state to really use this tool to do what is right, to make businesses, homeowners whole again. Out of the 60-20, it doesn't have the kind of restriction and federal strings attached to it. And then beyond that, there's going to be money for infrastructure. There is going to be money for coastal flood mitigation. That's different. That is separate. But one area that you need to consider, and I know HUD is here. Do we have someone from HUD here? And I've been talking to Sean Donovan. I'm putting together a report. I submitted to Congress a report that I produced that showed that of all the small businesses who applied for disaster loan, almost 80% were declined. And that is outrageous and is really unacceptable. Then I requested from the GAO office to assess and evaluate all these loans that were declined and to present a report to Congress. So one area that we need to look into is we need to have some type of disaster loan program that will put money, or grant program, that will put money immediately in the hands of small businesses. It's a kind of bridge, whatever you want to call it. But we cannot wait 3-4 weeks, 6-8 weeks, because if a small business is impacted and shut their doors and they do not have the need that they need, if they don't have the assistance that they need in order to open the door, in 3 or 4 weeks, probably those businesses will disappear. They will shut down their doors. We cannot afford that. No way that within the Republican majority, we're going to get direct loans from SBA as disaster, as part of the disaster response. I introduced legislation. It was reported out of my committee, but we didn't have the votes in the House. And they are not going to have the appetite to support, unless it's a Republican district that suffered a natural disaster. Then they are screaming and yelling, asking the administration to put together a direct program, a direct loan program.
Grant.
It's not going to happen, so we need to see how can we create some kind of bridge program that will put immediately money into the hands of small businesses. This is an important effort, and the most important part of this dynamic is community engagement. You know what works in our community. You are the victims of the fact that for whatever situation we were facing, whether it's regulation, restrictions, the help didn't get here. But we need to hear from you. And so I'm putting together a roundtable with Sean Donovan. I'm requesting it. You need to also bring those small business agencies from the city and the state and small businesses development centers who work in this community, because they work with you, they work with the businesses here. They know what are the changes that need to happen, and that should be incorporated into a report that you put together. Thank you very much.